Morning Mosaics. It's been a while since the last video in this series and since I've actually shown my face on video for you guys. Been going through a lot of things. Got back into where I live from doing some training with the military. And when I got back, I ended up getting put into the hospital. But I'm good now, and I'm back. And I'm back because I'm passionate about what I want to talk about today. And be back, so hopefully encourage you, because that's what we're about with Shattered Mosaic. We've been talking about this element of winning this impossible winnable race of life. And the last time that I posted a video and made a video about this, I talked about on a race the first thing you have to do is make a commitment. And you have to have that purpose and that reason to run. You have to be committed to that purpose. And today I want to take a look at I know in my life, there's so many things that it seems like I come in a circle. I look back and I see this continual rotation, and I keep reminding myself, and maybe you've asked yourself, why do I always keep ending up here? Why am I always ending up in the same place, the same feelings, the same drudge, the same burdens, the same feeling of failure? And I want to talk about that because, as I've expressed, I'm getting ready to run a Spartan race this year, possibly Tough Mudder. And in that, I have to train. Now, I've got a friend of mine who, she and her brother own a gym, and I've challenged her to do this race with me. And in so, she challenged me to a fitness challenge that I'm accepting. But with that, I realized as I watch the progress that she has made in her fitness goals, and many of the people that I hang out with, the way they've progressed, is they had to change their behavior. They didn't make it to where they are today. I'm not going to make it through one of these mud runs and these races if I don't change up here, change what goes in here, and change how I work out and how I do my daily life. Because if not, what's going to happen is I'm going to hit that race. I'm going to run it. I've already registered. So, I'm going to run it. That's not the question. But will I be successful at it? I can do my life from here to the time I start that race the same way every single day. And I can guarantee you the race is going to be miserable. Or I could stop and I could start gleaning from and taking tidbits of wealth of knowledge from my friends who are into personal training, from my friend who has challenged me to this fitness, and find out what I need to do to step out and change the path I'm on, to be better, to be a stronger me. It takes changing up here. In the Bible, in Romans 12, verse chapter 2, Paul addresses this. Paul's talking to the Romans, and he says, you don't copy the behaviors and the customs of the people around you. You let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you'll know what God wants you to do, and you will know how good and pleasing and perfect His will is for you. And what that means is another verse in another translation of the Bible says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." I love that. I absolutely, it's become one of my life verses. I wish I could say I live by it every day. I don't. I'll make failures. I keep asking myself, how do I get back? How did I get back here? And the reality of it is this. I don't know where you are in your life right now. I don't. But if the question keeps coming up as you're laying in bed at night, as life hits you flat on hard, as you hit an obstacle within this impossible, winnable race of life, you keep realizing you keep hitting the same obstacle and you don't seem to get over it, you keep asking yourself, how do I continue to get here? Maybe it's time to start training differently. I know in the past when I have weightlifted and done fitness training, I'd hit a plateau, and those who are into fitness will tell you that you plateau, and what you have to do a muscle confusion. You have to change it up. Maybe you need to change up your way of thinking. Another thing I think a lot of times when we go to train, I've seen it where I will suggest to somebody that they'll say something to me like, man, this just doesn't seem to work for me. And I'll say, well, have you ever thought about doing it this way? And immediately they come up with all the excuses on why they don't want to do it that way. And I'm looking at them going, well, didn't you just say nothing's working out for you? I think we do the same thing in life. Our failures in life continue to cycle through. We find ourselves downtrodden. We found ourselves beat down. We found ourselves worn out. And we ask ourselves, why do I keep coming back to this? But yeah, when someone steps up and says, well, maybe you should think about doing it this way, or maybe let me give you a different way, because I've been where you are. Let me tell you how it worked for me. You know, with my faith, God is what keeps me going. I don't always follow him. I'll make mistakes. I find myself turning my back on him a lot of times. But I know that he's been there every step of the way through my life. And I know that so many times when I bring up God to my friends, to those who don't have the same faith in me, they bristle. And they start, and they start making excuses why God's not for them. I'm not here to shove God in your face. But I'm saying you may want to try him out. Kind of like that guy sitting at the gym who's got the bigger arms, or the girl who's got the physique you want, or the person who's been successful at a job that you want to be successful at, and they're telling you, and maybe this is the way you go. I'm telling you, maybe you want to try him out. If things aren't working, I love the phrase Dr. Phil uses a lot of times. How's that been working out for you? It's time now to change up here. Make a purpose today. You've already committed to the race. Commit to the purpose of running it. And today, commit to the idea that you're going to change the way you think. It's not easy. I'm not saying it is. I've never once come at you, Mosaics, and said, this is going to be easy. Is it worth it? Yeah, I think it is. So let yourself be transformed. The Bible says in Romans again, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. It's a purposefully setting out. When I train, I will purposely set out what that training is going to look like. And it's going to take some changing. It's going to take changing of what I eat. It's going to take some changing of how I do things. Start today. Just today. I'm not asking you to change a lifetime. I'm not asking you even to change all day. Pick a moment out today and recognize your behaviors. Start to do something, and when you catch yourself thinking a certain way that is negative, that is it works against you, stop yourself and say, how can I relook at this? Renewing your mind, changing your mind, committing to a new program, a new training program for this life of race, or this race of life. I think you know what I'm talking about, and you've got it. Try something new today. And if by chance you want to try out a faith that maybe you either used to try out and you turned your back on, or you've never tried out before with God, let someone hit us up on Shattered Mosaic. We have plenty of individuals be willing to talk to you about that. Until next time, talking about this race of life and how we can win this impossible race of life. I appreciate you guys. Have a Merry Christmas, and thank you for being part of Shattered Mosaic. Let us know how we can reach out to you. Do something different today. Talk to you later.